The lessons that we learned from Coach Holtz from day one, it was always about love, trust, and commitment. As far as serving other people, that fits right into that mode of thinking as well. And so Coach always impressed upon us the importance of making sure that we give back and that we serve others. And here we are almost 40 years later. Now, I was his first quarterback back in 1986. And when I'm talking to my kids, I sit back and think about those lessons that I learned from Coach Holtz.
Coach Holtz is someone that we've been able to call needing help or needing a reference, but I knew he cared for me.
The ask of some former players was, how can we pay your lessons back, Coach? And he said, don't pay them back, pay them forward. And that was the seed of Holtz's Heroes Foundation.
From 1985 to 1996, let's just say Coach Holtz coached over 1,000 players. And then those 1,000 players pass it on to another 1,000 people. I think it has helped the community in terms of making it a better place, a more secure place. But if you at least start with trust, love, and commitment, our worlds are so much better off.
We've provided scholarship assistance to over 20 students, and many of them are first-generation college graduates now. That's not a 4-year impact. We likely changed a generation and the generations that will follow in that family tree on account of the contributions that we provided to their education.
Holtz's Heroes Foundation serves the community in a variety of ways. Most pronounced is the Bread of Life food drive, where we look to address food insecurity around the country. A lot of times everyone focuses on the holidays. We focus on doing food drives in those off periods when food pantries are in need of food in many ways. I was personally at one of the food drives where the people were coming up in their cars, and this one family, and it was a mom, 2 kids, and she lost her job, didn't have anywhere to turn. And so this is what Holtz's Heroes is about. It's about being that extended family for those individuals that don't have, but they're shown the dignity and respect to say, hey, here's a support system for you. Teammates are not just the individuals that played the game. It's the family members, it's the children, the spouses. And those individuals impact the community, paying it forward to somebody else. Through mental health assistance, we don't provide the health care, we connect them with people that do. We move them in a direction that they can identify resources and connect with those resources. At least 3 guys that have said, hey, Coach's Heroes saved my life. We walked them through the program. We stood with them and their families as they walked through that struggle. We're not just here, someone that cuts a check to say, here's that support. We stand with you. The importance of supporting student athletes beyond their playing days, when they are away from the cameras, when the accolades are no longer shouted at them, they struggle with identity. I know I did. Football is a game that gets in you, it becomes a part of you, and that identity. But football was what I did. It's who I was for so long. And when the game is no longer afforded to you to play, where do you go from there? But it's finding that space, finding that new team, that new purpose, that new drive.
We need a ray of light in the world, and I think we can provide that ray of light in so many communities. We're taking those values across the country to positively impact lives through scholarship assistance, mental health support, addiction support.
One of our scholarship funds is called the Bobby Satterfield Scholarship Fund, and that fund is personal to me because not only was Bobby a teammate of mine, but he was also my roommate during the championship week. And unfortunately, a week later after winning the national championship, he passed. That scholarship fund, named after him, it's very personal to me. One of my actual teammates had a hardship, and that I was a part of, along with Reggie Brooks and a few of the other former players. The foundation helped him seek assistance through the professionals And then when it was time for him to go see these professionals, we were able to help financially in terms of taking care of funding, and things have worked out where he's turned a corner, he's found a job, he's stable in his life, he's back with his kids, so it works. The foundation does work.
As we've grown and gone through the years and we've lost teammates, we want to make sure that their families know they've got a bunch of uncles who are looking out for them as well. So part of that is that we're here and we can make sure that our former teammates know there is a support structure available to help them whatever they're going through. Somebody that we lost a few years ago, he was important to me. His family is very important to me. For them, it was really good to know that when we lost him, that there were people who cared. Yeah, that's really touching because it is an extension of the commitment we made to each other when we played football.
The primary goals of Holtz's Heroes, it is to give back to others less fortunate or those going through struggles in their life. There's a lot of people out there going through addiction problems, through anxiety, through depression. Maybe there's a death in the family. God help us if one of our teammates goes through an illness or passes away, which we've all gone through. The purpose of the foundation is to step up for those people and to be there for their families and to be there to help get them through those most difficult challenges. And then on the other side of it, reach out into the community.
Each individual that you impact from Holtz's Heroes impacts a community. So we've been able to support several former players and they're actually paying it forward now.
That idea of being a teammate didn't end when you graduate. Just shake a hand and say, hey guys, it was really fun playing with you for 4 or 5 years and move on. You look at this and you go, no, we're gonna be here for each other, whatever it takes for the rest of our lives.
It's our responsibility and it's our calling to step up for those less fortunate than ourselves, and also looking out for our brothers, our teammates, and their families.
They dedicated the statue to me, I think in 2008. The same year I was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And the players came to me and said, we'd like to start a club, basically, which is now Holtz's Heroes. Will you approve it? And I said, yeah, but not socially, where we make a difference in people's lives. And they do an awful lot of good. They help other players. And for example, and this may not seem like it's important, but I do. For every athlete that passes away, one athlete is assigned to that family to make sure they have the academic utensils, but more importantly, to visit with those children and let them know how special their father was, what a great player he was, what a great person he was, so that they can grow up with a great sense of pride in their father. Even though their father is not there, he'll always be with them mentally because he was a special person.
When considering to support Holtz's Heroes, you're considering to support your community. We have guys all over the country. We get out, we're involved. I would encourage you to go out to the website. I'd encourage you to look at our various platforms and just ask yourself, is this something you can see yourself being a part of?